What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I'm going to be going over the reprised or returning Splicer weapons and their god rolls. So these were some fan favorites back in the day, and first I'm just going to go over their origin trait. It says Splicer Surge. Reloading this weapon after dealing damage grants the weapon a stacking reload speed and handling bonus until stowed. So we don't have specific numbers on this yet, but increased handling and reload is really nice, especially on this first weapon, Grid Skipper, because it is a rapid fire frame and they traditionally have really bad handling, and yeah, this one only has 27. So I really liked Grid Skipper back in Season of the Splicer, but its recoil direction was super bad. That being said, all new weapons that have come back have deterministic recoil, so you'll just have to see what you like for yourself. But I make special mention of this one because it was noticeably horrible. So you may want to go for Arrowhead Break on this. Takes that recoil direction from 55 to 85. And yeah, might just make it shoot a lot straighter. But yeah, this weapon, it sounds cool, it looks cool, and it's got some really good perks. Multi-kill clip hasn't been around for a really long time, so that's returning on this thing. So nice for kill chaining maybe in sixes if you wanted to run Killing Wind multi-kill clip. If we have one stack, you can hit a 0.67 7 crit kill on tier 7 or under. Two stacks, you can actually hit a 0.476 crit kill, so a 2 burst if you hit all crits. But yeah, you would need 2 stacks of multi-kill clip, so probably not going to happen often. And then Head Seeker, kind of nice on these rapid fire frames, honestly, because they shoot so fast, you're often hitting a body shot. So yeah, Zen Moment Head Seeker, I think would definitely be the god roll for PvP, though Perpetual Motion's kind of nice. Lone Wolf is interesting. Its effects may be strong, but unless you're playing solo, not really ever going to feel those effects. Demolitionist, I love. So Demo Frenzy is kind of what I'd be hoping to get. You've got subclass utility here for getting grenades, which is really strong in today's day and age with our ability spam builds. And then Frenzy is just always nice. Like I said, it increases your handling massively and your reload speed. And look at how much that buffs both, because the handling and reload on this thing is terrible. So yeah, I would want Demo, Frenzy, Arrowhead Break, and maybe Armor Piercing or something for a little bit more range, a little bit of utility when there's Anti-Barrier Pulse Rifle, stuff like that. It also rolls Repulsor Brace Destabilizing Rounds, which is becoming a pretty common wombo combo, but I don't know if we have one on a Pulse Rifle. I can't think of a Pulse Rifle that has one, but let me know down in the comments if there is one. Desperate Measures is also always nice, and then Elemental Capacitor maybe for more stability in PvP or something. But yeah, pretty good perk pool overall, and I've always just kind of been a fan of these rapid fires, especially in PvP. And now that I think about it, there is an Iron Banner one, Claws of the Wolf, I think, that just came out last season for Iron Banner, so that might have been able to roll with Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing. But yeah, pretty good weapon there. Ignition Code. So this thing rolls with Slide Shot. Sliding partially reloads this weapon's magazine and temporarily boosts range and stability. There is a 0.3 second cooldown after activation, which is pretty much nothing. Then Disorienting Grenades allows you to disorient enemies. So what a lot of people did, especially in high-end content, I remember Salted Greppo had this roll. He loved using it. He would just slide and shoot a disorienting GL. Slide, shoot disorienting. And you can just completely control the battlefield by doing that with disorienting grenades. So there's huge utility there with this weapon, and breech-loaded grenade launchers are heavily featured on the artifact this season. So very strong. And then reloading this weapon after dealing damage grants increased reload speed. So if you were kind of spamming it, then the origin trait plays very nicely into Ignition Code. So Lead from Gold Frenzy would be really nice because Frenzy, like I showed, it maxes out the reload speed. And then if this is a scalar, then that could increase it even further. You could also go Vorpal. So both of these are 15% damage increases, but you'd have it all the time with Frenzy, or when it's active, it would work on any enemy, where Vorpal only works on mini bosses, and vehicles. High Ground is also a damage buff, and it can stack up to 25% with 3 stacks. Harmony, I've never really liked. Strategist, if you want to build into class abilities, and Reverberation, where final blows with this weapon increase the size of its detonations for a short duration. So again, if you were kind of using it for ad clear to actually kill enemies and not just disorient them, then you could do that. If you were going for damage, Lead from Gold, Vorpal, Spike Nade would be the way to go. But like I said, I think its best perk is utility with disorienting, slide shot, and whatever you want. I would go for Frenzy. And then Ambitious Assassin, overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. Unrelenting for health back. Steady Hands for better handling. I actually had Steady Hands on Forbearance and I loved it, but these ones don't get so many kills as wave frames. And then Permeability, using a class ability will change the damage type, which is kind of interesting, especially depending on your loadout. That could be very, very strong. But yeah, some interesting perks on this one as well. And I'm just excited to get it back because I got Slide Shot, but I never got it paired with Disorienting, so I wouldn't mind getting that roll this time around. Chroma Rush, sorry, there we go. So I remember farming out a Subsistence Rampage roll and I freaking loved it. It's still as strong as ever. I will use it sometimes if I'm just doing bounties and it's like auto rifle kills, Subsistence, and you just go into a lost sector or whatever. You never have to reload this thing, and then you're getting easy 3 stacks of damage, which is 33% increase. So that is an excellent pairing. Still use it to this day. That being said, the game is a lot different than it was back when these weapons came out. So something like Frenzy is a little better in high-end content because you can't really just chain kills with Rampage and like GMs. So I would like Frenzy there, or Kinetic Tremors. I'm a huge fan of Kinetic Tremors. You get good AoE damage, which can hit multiple enemies at once and deal extra damage to high health targets. Target Lock, I'm not a big fan of, but it might have some play in PvP. Just looking, maybe not. It doesn't really seem to change the TTK. Maybe, yeah, it just changes the threshold. So tier 10 to 9, you can 10 crit, where without it, it's an 11 shot kill. So Target Lock, kind of useless on this thing in my opinion, but you do you. Tunnel Vision Kill Clip, that's the other role I farmed specifically for PvP, and it was nasty too. And yeah, you can see you can get a 0.58 second 8 shot kill. All has to be crits. But yeah, that thing absolutely rips. And even on tier 10, 7 crit, 2 body, 0.67. So if you can get kill clip rolling on this thing, it's nasty. Heating up, same type of thing. You get better accuracy and stability after getting final blows. So that pairs really nice with kill clip. Killing Wind kill clip I have on Sheor's Wrath. That's great. Dynamic sway reduction would be good. So actually a lot of good PvP rolls. Dynamic sway and tap the trigger might make this thing an absolute laser beam in PvP. So you could get some pretty easy 0.75 second time to kills without any kill trigger, just because it's so consistent. So if you're good with an auto rifle or like long range SMG, because that's how these rapid fires kind of are, they're almost like a longer range SMG because they shoot so fast. Yeah, that would be a hell of a consistent perk combination right there. So could be really good, and then you could enhance it as well. And the last one, Sojourners Tail, auto loading. So I actually have auto loading Frenzy, which it's a shame this doesn't roll with Frenzy. I still think that's the best roll on this thing, so I'm just gonna keep my old one and not even really farm this. I can't remember if it was quick draw, but I had something in opening shot back in the day, but I didn't really like it in PvP. I just wasn't good with it. When I had switched from controller to mouse and keyboard, I wasn't really good with slug shotguns anymore. Skill issue, I know, but that's just how it is. But anyways, quick draw opening shot with like accurized and maybe small bore and a range masterwork, this thing could reach some stupid distances. So that might be really nice. If you were going for PvP, I would say auto loading holster and maybe precision instrument with assault mag. So this is going to increase your RPM. You can see by +5 goes to 70, and then precision instrument stacks up to 25%. But here's the problem. You only have 6 in the magazine, so you're only going to be getting that 25% on the last shot. And if you miss one or pace your shots, because after like 1.25 seconds, it goes away. So if you miss a shot or you're pacing too much and being too slow, you're going to lose your stacks. Harmony is 20%, but you got to get a kill with another weapon and it only lasts 7 seconds, where my old one has Frenzy, which is pretty much a permanent 15% after you've been in combat for like 10 seconds. So I'm still going to keep my auto-loading Frenzy. Swashbuckler could be good if you have a build based around melees, because you're going to have that up pretty much constantly, doing 33.5% more damage. So yeah, maybe auto-loading Swash for PvE. You might like Incandescent, but I find on a slug frame in PvP, I don't know, just doesn't jive with how I like to roll. Heal Clip Incandescent is great on certain weapons, but I just don't see the utility really on this in PvE. But again, you do you. If you're using it to slay out, maybe it's good. And then again, there's Anti-Barrier Shotgun this season. So Precision Instrument might seem great, but you pull it out, and again, you're not getting those stacks right away, where with Frenzy, and I should stop maybe talking about Frenzy because you can't even get it, but I'm just kind of illustrating how its perks could have been a little better, because they don't just necessarily mesh with like what the frame is and the playstyle that you'd go for it. Discord is interesting because you can basically get unlimited shotgun ammo for a brief period, so that could be really good. Maybe Discord Incandescent might be the role you want to go for if you're going for an ad clear role. Or Discord Swashbuckler, because Swashbuckler would slowly stack for every kill you get, and then you're just doing more and more damage. You keep refreshing it, and then when Discord goes away, just get another kill with a different weapon, reproc Discord, and you can use it like a primary weapon basically. So yeah, that role could actually be really good, but other than that, I'm not too sold on this one for PvE. And moving target opening shot could also be really good if you didn't want quick draw for PvP. Offhand strike, final blows grant additional weapon range, stability, and accuracy when firing from the hip. So I feel like I should mention this with opening shot. Heritage rolled with this, and people were crafting it and getting like some stupidly long kills. I think I remember seeing Panda get like a crazy kill. I think it was happening during the craft inning. Maybe there was like double offhand strike. I don't know, but it can hit some crazy ranges, but it's a pinpoint slug frame and you have to fire it from the hip. So unless you're absolutely cracked like Panda is, then you're probably not going to be hitting those very often, but a niche role worth mentioning. Anyways, that's it from me. Thanks for watching if you're still here. I really do appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. And if it was, a like and subscription would be really appreciated. So anyways, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.